Hey, Alex, thanks for taking the time today. We will get started here with John McMullen and then Dave Zangaro.
Hey, Alex, good to see you. Glad you're back. Can you kind of tell us what happened when you showed up? Was there a failed test or anything of that nature?
Yeah, obviously, I started on the COVID list. I'm vaccinated. Don't exactly know where. I caught the virus. I had a little symptoms. I reported the Monday before the report day on Tuesday and tested positive, and so, I couldn't come in. But yeah, thankfully, that is now behind me. Those 8 days are gone. I'm symptom free, COVID free, and ready to get after it.
Do you feel fine when you're out there? Obviously, first time with the first team where you completely 100%.
Yeah. Oh, I feel 100%. I felt 100% really the whole time. Like I said, I had little symptoms, so I felt pretty good. Being kind of quarantined inside, I had to figure out a way to run in my house, but thankfully I have a little hallway. But yeah, it was great. Being out there with the team yesterday, I had watched for 2 days, so it was really nice to be able to get out there yesterday and run around with the guys.
Go ahead, Dave, and then Rue.
How long's that hallway?
I think I stepped it out about 10 times. I think it's 11 yards, but the wall comes real quick. So,
what
11.
Sure. What was that week like for you? I mean, do you feel like it put you behind a little bit?
Thankfully, with just all this Zoom stuff and all the communication that we have now. Thankfully, I was able to be in meetings and watch practices pretty much almost live, through my iPad. So mentally, I was able to stay completely in it, and thankfully, with this defense, with OTAs and everything, I was able to kind of get those reps in, and how I felt yesterday. I felt feel like I didn't miss any days. Thankfully, mentally or physically being out there. So I hated it when I was gone, but now that's passed, and now live bullets are going to start flying here in the next couple of days. I feel okay with that time now.
Go ahead, Ruben and Martin.
Hey, Alex, welcome back. What were you able to do physically? Like, were there restrictions on you as far as cardio and lifting at home, and just while you were quarantined, were you able to do anything fitness-wise? I mean, other than the hallway, like, what could you do?
Yeah, like I said, I had little symptoms, so it was just testing positive. I know none of the science, so don't ask me anything about any of that. But thankfully, I was able to get some kettlebells and dumbbells and stuff like that, and I was in my living room. I think the first day I looked up a YouTube kettlebell routine, and it was like 45 minutes with this 60-pound kettlebell, and I think the guy in the video had like a 10-pound, and I about killed myself in the living room. So it was, surprisingly, you can get enough work in. I think being in quarantine for so long, there's so much stuff online and stuff that I know, obviously, from training what to do. So I would say I'm in decent shape for being able to come back. I felt good, like I said yesterday. So, I guess my 8 days, the legs are a little fresher than some of the other guys around the building.
Go ahead, Martin, and then Jeff.
I was kind of going to ask you something like along those lines. So, now that you're back and everything, and I'm sure you've watched a lot of film and, attended the meetings and all that. What are your impressions of what you've seen from the linebackers while you were gone, and how quickly will you be able to kind of get back into it to where you were before, during the spring?
Yeah, like I said, the system kind of lets guys, be who they are. And I think, the guys that have been here this whole time have really embraced that, really play into their roles. Everybody's really been able to play, every spot. It's, like everyone's just really, fit in very well. I think, I feel good just yesterday, coming in. I think, a couple little mistakes here or there. And obviously, that football conditioning is a little different. So, after 4 or 5 plays, I was kind of, my legs were getting shaky in my stance. But, that's just a couple days, whenever you start camp, no matter who you are, that's what you're going to have. So I think, even tonight, when we're in the stadium, just that energy, just having fans there anyways, I don't think I'll, skip a beat at all.
Go ahead, Jeff, and then Ed.
Alec, did you approach this offseason any differently, having played so much last year versus not really knowing if you have a roster spot heading into whichever team you've been on?
Yeah, I think I just came in even more hungry. I think for so long, in my career, it's just been trying to, fight for a spot, and you you have doubt in the back of your head in an off season. You don't really know, when you're in camp. Like those 8 days I would have missed if I would have been coming back last year. I would have been sick to my stomach right now. I would be, fighting for my life out here. Not that I'm not, but now you come out and you've had an off season where you build, you watch film, you talk to the coaches a little more. The coaches reach out a little more, and so you just build yourself as a player. You're more confident that you're going to be in Philadelphia for the season. So you always hear all the time during the preseason and when you're not 100% a roster spot guy or on the edge that all 32 teams are watching, and you're really just trying to perform for anybody that'll sign you or keep you for the season. And now I feel committed to the Philadelphia Eagles. Every day is a learning process for this season. It's not thankfully not life or death every single rep, which it still is, but just that little sense in the back of your head that you're going to be here September 12th is there. And so I would just say the offseason was more confident, just kind of in myself, and that other people believe in me besides myself. And so, but besides that, the training wise and everything was all the same.
Go ahead, Ed, and then Tim.
Hi, Alex. Good to see you. Can you hear me?
Ed, you're breaking up. We'll have to come back to you. Go ahead, Tim, and then Bo.
Hey, Alex, given that yours was a breakthrough infection, in what ways does that change your perspective on the virus?
I think I've always taken it, pretty serious. I have an older sister with Down syndrome, so she, I don't know any of the science, and so obviously, you never know what her immune system would react to it. So, my family and everybody close to me is, always taking it pretty serious. And yeah, yeah, I don't know. I didn't really know I could be, or if it would affect me with symptoms or anything. So yeah, I would just say, everybody protect everybody, kind of. And that's all. Like I said, I don't know any of the science. I just listen to what I'm told here in the building by the doctors, because I trust them completely.
Go ahead, Bo.
Hey, Alex, sort of along those lines, how much have your teammates been asking you questions about everything since you came back? Have you been a popular guy in terms of people asking you questions?
I would say, thankfully, I think, like I said, our doctors communicate so well with us. I think, once you allow them to kind of talk about your situation with everybody, and we all kind of learn from each other, I think we end up kind of being a safer team, and it's kind of, everyone's a little closer with it all, kind of understanding what's going on, that there can be breakthrough cases and stuff like that. And yeah, I would say, more guys, I would say in the beginning we're staying a little further away, but no, it's good now. And guys just kind of were just interested on how I felt compared to, guys who got sick last year before the vaccine was out.
We have time for two more. We'll go to Josh and then try it again.
Hey, Alex, asking a question specifically about tonight and referencing something you just said earlier about not missing a beat. Really, we've kind of discussed it throughout training camp, but how do you balance, giving a good amount of effort while also staying healthy? And then, you added the element tonight of, being under the lights, having fans there, and just that balance there, Alex.
I guess I never worry about staying healthy. I think if you're not playing 100% or giving 100% effort, that's when injuries occur. So, I think in the way I play, kind of every day, every rep is kind of, I treat it like my last one. I'm going to go 100% no matter what. So, in the back of my head, I don't really think about it, whether it's, games, practice, but I just, I think just that extra energy of having, the fans there, it just makes it more exciting. And, you just get to be in front of the crowd for the first time, with this new coaching staff, with all the guys. So I think, not just me, but everybody in general is just revved up and ready to go. And it's exciting to be able to, get out in the link, full pads, and just kind of show everybody, who we are. I don't think a lot of us are going to worry too much tonight about who's going to be the most tired on Monday morning.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Go ahead, Ed.
Hey, Alex, can you hear me okay or no?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. I wanted to ask you about the link and going over. Do you remember your first time going there? And usually it's pretty eye-opening for the rookies especially. It's kind of cool to see their reaction to what takes place over there first time in there with fans.
Yeah, it's been kind of cool today. All the, rookies and second-year players, because the rookies don't know, they all, just whatever their college experience was. But, yeah, the second-year guys especially have been, I think they're more excited about it than the rookies because they've been there. They've played in games. The only game that really had a lot of fans last year was when we went to Dallas, and so they kind of got to experience that. But everybody knows how people talk about the Link and Philadelphia fans. So they're just all super super excited to be around them for the first time in their careers. And I know how excited I am just to be back in front of them because we had a whole year without them, and how I played last year, just kind of to be able to show them in person. The player I can be. It's exciting. I know everyone in the building's excited to get over there tonight. I know we're excited for Thursday. Having 2 home preseason games exciting. So, just overall, the building is, charged up. We're ready to go. We're ready to get over there. I think it's in, 4 or 5 hours from now. So we're excited. It's going to be a good night.
All right. Thanks for your time, Alex.
Thank you, guys.